What's up, Game Boys and girls? As you probably know, this is about the Steam Deck. It's going to be all Steam Deck here. I used to game on PC in the 90s, and I kind of fell off probably right around the time the first Xbox console came out. So I kind of stopped gaming on PC and became mostly consoles. And then I kind of dived back in. I want to say 2014 into PC gaming, and kind of got it reminded why I kind of left PC gaming. I'm not really a PC gamer anymore. I don't know if I ever was, but there was definitely a time there where I played a lot of games on PC, late 90s, early 2000s. And I've had a Steam account for a while, but I found myself not playing a lot of games on my Steam account because I just didn't like the fact of I had to be tethered to my setup, to my desktop, and that's one of the main reasons I'm so excited about the Steam Deck, because of the versatility. It allows me to play my Steam games and not be tethered to a big hot box with a loud fan at my desk. So I got really excited. Now, actually, initially I didn't. So let me talk about my experience with the Steam Deck. One of my colleagues in our group chat was actually the first person that kind of shared what the Steam Deck was. I had no idea when it got announced. I wasn't paying attention. And I was like, ooh, that looks bulky and that's probably not going to do well. And I was kind of dismissing it at first. And I was like, I don't think that's going to be great. Not really for me. And then the more I learned about it, the more excited I got. First thing was like the impressions of people that actually got to hold it. So Valve set up a bunch of people in the beginning, a bunch of different outlets, and kind of a closed, structured thing, IGN and other places where people got to have hands-on with it, and all of them were saying this feels really comfortable. It feels great. Now, I'm a guy who was very happy with my Wii U gamepad, and I have it right here. And a lot of people complain about its size and whatnot. I didn't. I really liked it because it's very comfortable. I have semi-large hands, and this feels really good to me. And I actually have an extra battery pack on here, so the weight. This is probably as heavy, if not heavier. I'm gonna guess it's probably heavier with this battery pack on than the Steam Deck, and I can hold this for quite some time and have a good time playing. So that was not going to be a problem once I figured out, or once I learned that the controls felt comfortable as far as the reach of the sticks and the buttons and all that felt great. Once I heard that, I was much more happy about it. Then they started talking about, basically the UI for the Steam Deck and how it was going to be very console-like. And, where, yes, the Steam Deck is basically it's a handheld computer. The UI made it feel more like a console experience, which I really liked. And they'll make sure that your Steam library can go on the go with you, and you can play it, the way you would a Nintendo Switch. And I have my Switch here, and I'm showing this also. Mine is modified, as you can tell, with the back and whatnot. And these are not regular Nintendo Joy-Cons because those things are way too small for me. As far as they're fine, mostly inside the Switch's grip that it comes with. But as far as like doing handheld gaming on the Switch, I barely did it because I couldn't hold a Switch with those tiny Joy-Cons for long enough before my hands started getting very sore, just not very comfortable. And that's why I bought these Benbach Joy-Cons, because they're much bigger, they're much more comfortable. It feels like somebody took a Pro controller, split it in half, and put it on the sides of your Switch, and it's just way more comfortable. I've been playing a lot more handheld because of this. So The size of the Steam Deck is fine with me. I can tell that already, and the weight and all that stuff. So once that got got explained, I got more and more excited. And I'm like, well, I got a nice Steam library, but I also have GOG, and I have Epic, and those things will also work. I've seen countless videos. I've done so much research on the Steam Deck. I haven't been this excited about hardware. The other time I've been this excited about hardware is probably the Nintendo 64. And if you know me, that's saying a lot. So, so I've been doing all this research and reading and watching videos and just countless things. And I'm like, I really am excited about this thing. So, you know how they basically set up the reserve for the Switch, look at me, for the Steam Deck, where you had to have a Steam account. Fine by me. You had to have made a purchase within a few months or something, or a year. I don't know what it was. But your account basically had to be an active account that you were buying stuff on, to be able to be in the first group of people who could reserve this thing. And I was like, that's me. I'm excited. Let's go. And so, of course, when the reservations were hitting was when I had to take my son to the was it both of them? I think both my kids had to go to the dentist that day. And at that time, I was going to be in the dentist's office with my kids, waiting for them to do their appointment. And I'm like, oh, of course, that's the day. So I took my laptop with me, and when it went gold, or when when the time came, I was ready. I had my wallet ready to go. It's just like, it was $5 to reserve, and I was ready to go in there. And then this thing that happens all the time with these online purchases, where everybody dives in at once, it just wasn't working. I kept refreshing. It was giving me error messages. You're not doing this. You've tried to purchase this too many times. I thought I was done, but I did not give up, because I really wanted to reserve this thing. So I just kept going, even though the more and more time went by, I felt like I wasn't going to get it. I wasn't going to get this reserve, but I kept going. And finally, my $5 went through, and I was in quarter one initially. I reserved the middle one, and I kind of regret that now to a certain extent, because I didn't realize how easy it would be to mod at first. I wasn't really paying attention to that scene yet at the time. This is really early, remember. This is like June of last year, so there wasn't a ton of stuff out yet, other than the impressions that Valve did with certain outlets, like I said. So I just kind of I wanted the 256, because my laptop has 256 SSD, and like I said, not a whole lot, and but it's enough. And I was like, well, let me at least get the model with that, so I can take whatever games I already have on my laptop, and they'll fit on the Steam Deck, and I can upgrade using a micro SD card and all that kind of stuff. So that made perfect sense to get the 256. I was able to reserve the 256, which is the middle one, for $529, I think it costs. And I was very excited about that. And I was quarter one initially, and like I said, or like Val had to delay it a little bit, so the December guys went into quarter one, and quarter one guys went into quarter two. So I'm now quarter two, and I don't think that'll change, hopefully, fingers crossed. So hopefully next month, which is April, maybe mid to late April or early May, I'll get my Steam Deck and I'll be good to go. So yeah, that's kind of my journey. And I like that Valve did do that. You had to be a Steam customer, a Steam account holder, and then later they allowed people who wanted to jump in and create a newer account. They allowed them to also reserve. And so yeah, that is my my early journey with it. And like I said, I'm super excited about the Steam Deck and what it can do. And like I said, I've watched tons of videos looking at, its power, the battery life, being able to tweak things. Like I said, I'm a console gamer mostly, but I do know how to tweak games and get the best you can get out of them, or being able to get what you want out of them so it doesn't kill the battery, with the settings and whatnot. So very adept to doing that, and it's not on the level of something I would do. Hold on a second. Something I would do when dealing with the PC. That was, I had a desktop, a pretty powerful one, and I would have these driver issues here and there, and it would just randomly turn off here and there. The PC would just randomly shut off after a couple hours or something, and I grew tired of that, and so I sold it, saying, okay, well, I don't want to be tethered to my desk to play games. So I sold it and I bought a mid to lower tier gaming laptop. And it's not the best, so I would have some issues with certain games, more modern games and whatnot, where I would have to bring it down to basically Switch levels to be able to run these games. And I was like, I don't really want to do that. I want to play more modern games at a decent frame rate and resolution. And so once I saw what the Steam Deck could do, what it was, I was like, there's my ticket. There it is. And initially I was like, I'll probably even get rid of my gaming laptop and do computing stuff that I want to do, because it does offer you a desktop mode, so you can do lots of other things, and that also really excited me. You can dock it, hook it up to a USB hub, and use your monitors and whatnot. And if you look at the spec sheet, I think it goes up to 8K resolution. That'll probably be for like really really non-graphically demanding indie titles. As far as 8K goes, I don't really need that. My monitor is a 2K monitor. That is perfectly fine with me. 120 refresh rate. That's good. So I knew I could hook it up to my monitor when I wanted to get that, game, desktop gaming or console TV gaming kind of aesthetic, and just kick back in my gamer chair and play games that way. Or I could obviously take it on the go. That's one of the things I liked about the Switch. It was getting a lot of PC games, and some of those PC games let you cross save. I have The Witcher on Switch, but because I had it already on PC and whatnot, and I'm like, well, now I can, game on the go with that game, upload my save, and continue on with a better looking version of the game on my computer. And with this, I don't have to upload my save or any of that stuff, because it's just me playing my Steam game on the go, and then on a TV or a monitor if I want to do that later. So that really excited me about the Steam Deck. And I'm still really excited, and I can't wait to get my hands on one. I'm definitely going to get like a 1 terabyte micro SD card. And from what I've seen, the speeds are really comparable to the SSD. So, that makes me feel great. So I'll be able to put a ton of games on that and be able to go, man. So, like I said, really excited. I will be touching on that information when it comes out. But I want to focus more on the games and my experience with the Steam Deck as a console gamer. So, yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching this video. Like I said, I hope you come back for more. All right, that's it for this one. Thank you guys again for watching and listening, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.